off them $20 flips. I'm going by myself when it's time to up. That way police don't have a clue when turn up. I'm dolo when I'm out making different moves. Pull up to the shop just to pick and choose.
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season. Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Benardrick McKinney there to make the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Allen throwing on second down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Foster. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down. Just the first quarter to tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent. And they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a long night.
And they'll run it here. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Wide open receiver complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. His first catch, good for 16 and a first. So they go from 142-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. On 1st down, Allen. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
He had a good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Allen again here on 2nd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is 3rd and short.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. No. Check. Patriot.
And again, it's Allen. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Throwing on 1st down is Allen. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Watch him now, Barney. Got three down. Check 15.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Down to the 25. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Buying time to his left. He may try and run for this. And he slides to avoid the hit. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a first.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a 1st down.
The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16.
Leopard.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
All right, here we go. Blue 90.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. Now they'll run it on the toss. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
And Brandon, as we continue to see, so much of the influence on this game is now coming from those hybrid-type players. In this case, strong safety, not worried about covering the pass. What a play on the run.
Tackled for a loss.
Yeah, forget the pregame introductions. Introduced himself with authority on that play.
And it's off the crossbar. Oh, he couldn't even get it there. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise. And that'll deny him a shot at 3.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. On 2nd down, here's Watson. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Miles Jack, able to knock that one away.
Miles Jack can just flat out cover. Doesn't matter who's out there, and he can do it really well in man. How about what he just did there in zone, though? Eyes in the right place, saw where the ball was going, reacted appropriately, and knocked it away.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Here's Watson. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. Now we'll get our first update of the afternoon from the Meadowlands. And an early advantage in that one for the Giants. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. They stay on the ground on 1st with Johnson. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there.
Here's Watson now on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. A shotgun snap for Watson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. It's caught at the 10. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Texans are in for 6.
When we draw up defenses on the board, we do account for every receiver. But on that particular play, somehow he was wide open, became an easy touchdown pass.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team, because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there, we've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. But not to get too overcritical there, because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
Standing, look in the mirror, how could you face that? Mask on, don't even know where my face at. Plenty, don't even know where waste at. All these in the room, how could you waste that? Huh? Why would you chase that? It's a never-ending run on this racetrack. No matter what, I'ma stay black. It's a never-ending run on this racetrack. Need more jewelry, what I tell myself as I'm writing my eulogy. Ask the mirror, how you put up with this foolery? In reply, how you put up with this song and dance, all this buffoonery. Long romance, death, what it do to me? Yamagini dream was a nightmare. He was dancing with the devil for his life, yeah. We all on the dance floor. Girl, come with a dance. Puerto Rican in the breathing heavy. Little had my looking daddy. Couldn't tell him nothing cause we lost him already. Cozy boy with his spaghetti. What the money and fame, the price come heavy. The price come heavy. Like Shaq attack up on a backboard. Got me back up on a backboard. When she asked me if I love her, I just act bored. Say loser, ask for it. Living movie, blockbuster, this ain't a rental. Talking moody, all these diamonds up in my dental. I get never minded if I offend you. I need the silence, chaos is in my mental. You need a PJ, first class, not what you went to. You need the relay, chase money like you sane. How I give you the boat, chain, and plane. Fame name, that's insane. Private. You need a, in case the movies get insane. You need a ruby, the kind of jewelry that's from the rain. I'm just here to remind you, but never mommy, man. I'm here to remind you where you come from. All this peace retreat is lame done. You can never get
get rid of me, I live in you. Both of our fire offend you.
Somebody call for the queen.
I never killed anybody, but I got something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving the. I told him the hunter, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rats in the morning, I had me a pop by the morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a sis by the morning, I got on a meat on the morning, the rats keep me up on the podium, I had a in my shoulder, you got a picture, you got the picture me, Pacific ice on my ocean, ready for war like I'm Russian, ladies should never the luggage, my diamonds they tussling, my neck and my belly on. They calling for me and they. You want me like me and I look. Yeah. Her Rex on her. Yeah. B-Rex better calm down. Yeah. If you go around, come around. Yeah. Whole squad. Yeah. Squad. Orange all on my toes. Yeah. Farrakhan glass for the chosen. Yeah. You can go and get mad. Jumping in the bed with 2 dark teeth. Man, who's you? My shot is pulling up with a real bad. You too. Dripping my swag. Something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving the. I told him the hunter, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rats in the morning, I had me a pop by the morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a sis by the morning, I got on a meat on the morning, the rats keep me up on the podium, I had a in my shoulder, you got a picture.
You gotta picture me. Send me calling. Ready for war like Korea. Headlining shows out in Poland. You should be cleaning my mansion. My peasants is.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Down, they'll run it on the draw play. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage. Stuff him in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, setting the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. They go play action here on first down. And this is going to be incomplete. D.D. Westbrook, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, he's got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Allen. Caught. Safarian Jenkins, right side. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 41. Now Allen again. Trying to lay one up deep. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, what a move. Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is 3rd and short. Allen going to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues, and the chains move again. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did. Big-time
pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. Throw left side complete. It's Blake. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of 1, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. throwing now is Allen. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, he did everything but get him in the end zone there, but now they're set up golden opportunity, strong opening drive, and they're knocking on the door.
And the way that they did it, now look where they are on the field. All right, this is naturally set up for a running play, isn't it? But with his ability to throw the football, his accuracy on this drive, you might want to think about a pass play in this situation.
Interesting. Time to find out. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field. I'm not sure what this is about. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
The face mask moves him all the way out past the 40 now for 1st down. Watson off play action. That's caught by his tight end, Jordan Akins. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Watson. David Johnson here on the catch. Touchdown, Houston. David Johnson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars getting set to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing, because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Allen looks to throw on 2nd down. Being chased out left. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. He got 29 yards that time. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 47. Allen. Incomplete over the middle. Safarian Jenkins. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Allen now on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down. There is no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this first quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you've got your best people in the area to try and take that away.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Allen will try again on 2nd down. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Allen. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 1st down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
This quarterback now already over 100 yards passing in this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down.
And as we've seen throughout this season, it's no picnic trying to score touchdowns against this unit. They're ranked number 1 against the run. But it's also difficult because it's not easy to throw the ball against them either.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 10.
Here we go. 319. 319.
Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. They're in the midst of a nice drive, but facing a 3rd and long here. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
After the interception, here's Watson. Screen play, Johnson. And he gets it down to the 32. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. And this is caught at the 8. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there, 26 yards. The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And the offense is able to pounce on it inside the 5-yard line.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Reset. Two jet.
They'll run it with Johnson. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
Well, Brennan, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Now Watson on 3rd and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Jordan Akins, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans are in for 6. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, and it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. On 2nd down, here's Allen. Safarian Jenkins has it. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A really good pickup of 28 yards. This quarterback now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
Nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Throwing on 2nd down. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Detroit! Detroit!
From the gun, it's Allen. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. And his kick is indeed good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now it's Watson. Man open, that's Kiki QT complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. Here's Watson. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
They pitch it out to Johnson. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. In this defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Right back to him on 1st down. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Miles Jack there to make the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now a handoff, Johnson. And a short gain here, down to the 22. Give him 3 on the play, and just like that, it's third down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that moves them up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
On first down, Allen throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make it second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes...
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
Allen again here on 2nd and 10. And that one almost intercepted. Call it a 50-50 ball. It falls incomplete, and now third down. The Jaguars on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 10. And again, it's Allen. Going for the deep ball. That's going to be caught. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. DJ Chark in the final seconds of the first half. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up. Extra point splits the uprights. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 1. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with the coach and our EA Sports halftime report. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan is showing you.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, Watson. His throw incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Eluding the pressure right. Over the middle, complete. It's Hodges. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses, and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again. Allen out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. He's having a big game through the air, and sometimes those smart decisions just dump it off. That's how you continue to have big games through the air.
I agree totally. That's a great analogy, a great way to put it, because he doesn't get too greedy where everything has to be pushed downfield, trying to create big plays that aren't there. You dump it off and take that nice gain, and things add up, and now you have the kind of game he's having.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Here we go.
Now Allen to throw on 2nd down. It's incomplete. Took a shot. Couldn't connect. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Allen now looks to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
And now out comes Houston. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Again, it's Johnson. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Richmond.
They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Throwing on third down, Watson. Over the middle, that's caught by QT. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And a quick slant gets exactly 10, and by the nose of the football, they've got a first down. Watson on first down. Underneath for Johnson. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Call it a gain of 3. And that'll bring up second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end. But running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. They go back to the ground with Johnson. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Now a play fake here on first down. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Out of the gun, Watson. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Kiki QT, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans have broken the tie. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now out come the Jags. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Now they'll run it on the toss. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. They tried to run it to the short side of the field. There just wasn't a whole lot of room to work with.
Yeah, it seems like things just kept getting strung out towards the sideline, and he kept looking for a spot to dive up into the gap. There just wasn't one, so that turned into nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
And no gain. Allen looks to throw on second down. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
The Jaguars on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 17. To the air, Allen. Wide open receiver complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And they convert on third with a gain of 22.
No, check, Patriots!
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Left side complete. Safarian Jenkins. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And a nice gain of 21 yards. This quarterback now nearing the 300-yard mark with still a quarter to play. It's 1st and 10.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Allen from the gun. He'll throw. Over the middle. Hauled in by Shark. And he'll go down at the 28. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you're talking about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now in Jacksonville. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the 4th. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Lucky 56. Leopard.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Allen now looking to throw on 2nd down. And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown, out of his reach, and incomplete. The Jaguars on 3rd down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This is 3rd and 4. Allen. And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Another costly turnover, their 2nd of this 2nd half. And earlier when I asked you your keys to the 2nd half, you said, hey, it may be trite, but I think it's turnovers. That's coming to fruition.
It certainly is, and let's face it, they named the game after it, right? So isn't it the most important thing?
It's football.
Exactly. They named the game for it. Take care of it.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Tackle made by Whitney Merciless.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. They get 9 there, and in the process, escaping their end zone, picking up a first down. Watson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Watson. Dumping it off for Johnson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it's a 2nd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. Watson on 3rd down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hodges. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. A first down carry here for Johnson. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Black 22! Black 22! Come back, come back!
From the gun on 3rd, Watson. Over the middle, complete. It's Hodges. Touchdown, Houston. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game, and the Texans will extend their lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game?
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
After the interception, here's Watson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Down! Black 22! Black 22!
They'll run it with Johnson. Call it a 3-yard gain, but they'll be forced into a 3rd and 15 coming up.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. On 3rd down, Johnson. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This to make it a 3-score game late. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Well, it's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here's Allen to throw it. Dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a 1st down.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lane.
Allen hit. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Flush to his right. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. J.J. Watt in there with pressure yet again, and that's the 7th time they've dropped him here this afternoon. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. To throw, it's Allen. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Allen going to throw. Flushed out right. He's going to let it fly. And this is dropped and incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone, as time has run out on this ball game.
Money back. Money back. Money back. Make it like a money back. Money back. God, I do the Maybach on Monday, Ferrari Friday. This is sweet Saturday, that's just what I say. I say, babe, it's, he said it's a, them pretty, you look like Beyonce, looking like money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, yeah, money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, he can tell from the front, I got it behind me, and I park my Bentley truck on my Versace driveway, looking like money back, 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 woo, money back, money back, money back, with me pretty too, they look like bridesmaids, and they all gang, so don't be talking sideways. He said you look like this. He makes sure he put Cardi down on his list. Now why this? When I look at my snap, I take your man and I won't give him back. I just walk into the booth and attack. I hit this guy in the roof will collapse. I've been broke my whole life. I have no clue what to do with these racks. Baby lay, waist snatch, back, straight back. Got lips like Angelina, belly truck tangerine, jumping on my. That's why they call it trampoline. Back on Monday, Ferrari Friday. This is sweet Saturday, that's just what I say. I say, babe, it's a, he said it's a, them pretty, you look like Beyonce, looking like money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, yeah, money back, money back, money back, money back, money back. He can tell from the front, I got it behind me, and I park my Bentley truck on my Versace driveway, looking like money back, 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 woo, money back, money back, money back. With me pretty too, they look like bridesmaids, and they all gang, so don't be talking sideways. Salty, they sodium, they jelly, petroleum, always talking in the background, don't never come to the podium. Chef Cardi B, I'm up. I see you like the again. While you was sleeping on me, I made 40 bands by 4 p.m. They be taking everything you want. I'm like a walking. I don't understand what this hate is about. How you gon' your man with my name in your mouth? I do the Maybach on Monday, Ferrari Friday. This is sweet Saturday, that's just what I say. I say, babe, it's a. He said it's a.